Okay, I think we are back. I apologize for that disruption. That was, I don't know what that was. I think, like I say, I think this computer was just having some issues keeping up. I've been working almost around the clock on this winter event, so I'm sure this computer's probably tired. Need to give it a rest at some point, but we've got work to do. We've got more headed our way. As you can see on kind of this regional radar, there is plenty of wintry precipitation. I think that's mostly going to be sleet overnight. I would be surprised to see some freezing rain, especially we just had sleet go through and it's only going to get colder. So I do think that it will be mostly be sleet across our area. And that's going to be overnight tonight as temperatures drop into the teens. It's going to be very, very cold. As I mentioned earlier, you want to take those precautions. You want to make sure that you're dripping those faucets, try to run those faucets occasionally, flush those toilets and maybe do a load of laundry, just anything with water. You want to flush those pipes and those lines out. Just keep water moving, keep water fresh there. I also just went out and started the truck and ran it for, several minutes. That's helpful as well. So, just kind of keep things warm, keep things moving, and that should be helpful and beneficial before we get very, very cold overnight. I was out watching that sleet earlier, and there was some thunder mixed in. Not quite as much thunder in Waxahachie as I was hearing in other places, but definitely had some of that mixed in to the heavier sleet that we saw in our area. And it was definitely heavy sleet. Let's see if we can get the radar to work here. Yeah, so we've got more. We're kind of filling in before that main event even gets here overnight. We're kind of filling in some gaps here in terms of the sleet filling in. So you can see from really from Italy on towards Ennis, there's another band there. And then there's just more developing to the southwest. And overnight, we're going to have that large area of just widespread sleet. I'll tell you, my street, it usually takes a while to dry or to not dry out, but to freeze. And I went out there a minute ago, and after that heavy round of sleet, it is frozen solid out there. It is very slick. So you have to be very, very careful out there for sure. And if this road is frozen, I can almost guarantee you that just about everything is frozen over. So definitely a troublesome setup here, especially overnight. Again, things get very, very cold. Tomorrow we stay below freezing, and I still think precipitation ends around midday, maybe early afternoon. We'll take a look at the models and see if we see anything new, but I kind of doubt that we will here. So we'll take a look at the HR model here. And again, overnight, it's showing more freezing rain, but I think we're going to be leaning more towards the sleet, getting mixed in here. And I think the chat is still messed up. I think I'm going to have to just watch this way. Let me pull something. Take a look at the HR model here, and again, overnight it's showing more freezing rain, but I think we're going to be leaning more towards. This is what we'll have tonight. So overnight tonight, we will get more widespread precipitation through our area, mostly sleet. And then that's going to be tomorrow. Look at the HR model here, and again, overnight it looks like we may actually dry out. We're going to be leaning more towards. This is what we'll have tonight. Getting through our area, mostly sleet. And then that's going to be tomorrow. Look at the HR model here, and again, overnight it looks like we may actually dry out. We're going to be tomorrow morning as well. This is what we'll have tonight. On the very backside, mostly sleet. We'll have some snow. And then we will have more. Looks like we look at the heavy done. Now there's more. Overnight it looks like we may actually dry out. We're going to be tomorrow morning as well. This is what we'll have tonight. On the very backside, mostly sleet. We'll have some snow. I apologize. So that's what the issue was. So it's, that was the desktop audio that we used yesterday. I think when I restarted the stream program, it defaulted to being on and did not mute itself. So I apologize for that. Man, oh man, I think this computer is just having some difficulties here with all the work that, I mean, it hadn't done much over the last several months, and then now it's been working overtime. So I apologize for that. We'll look at the NAM model here, kind of this extended view. And again, overnight, plenty of moisture moving through, plenty of heavy precipitation. And then tomorrow morning, the NAM looks just like the HR. So very close agreement between these two models. Maybe some snow moving through. And then all of this in West Texas does not look like that will reach our area. So I'm not really concerned about that. And then I think we're done. It looks like we're done from there. But the problem is we still have plenty of very cold temperatures to go before we're done with this whole thing. So we will have temperatures in the teens, maybe some single digits as we get into the overnight hours into Sunday morning, tomorrow morning. And then Sunday night into Monday morning, that is when we will have the single digits, and possibly, I can't rule out a few areas maybe under zero, below zero. So that's what I'm kind of watching here. That's what I'm concerned about. And so as the precipitation threat ends, we'll keep the ice where it is. Overnight tonight, if we get more freezing rain, then that's going to increase the likelihood that we could be dealing with some more ice accumulation, possibly some more power outages, that kind of thing. Power outages are negligible right now, which is a good thing. Everything looks pretty good in that regard. So that's going to be, I think, our saving grace here as we go into the next 12 hours, is that we really have not accrued that much ice on the trees and the power lines and those kinds of things. As I've been mentioning, if we have power outages, those are pretty much going to be limited to the, that's going to be limited to equipment failures. So power lines going down, a tree limb hitting a power line, that kind of thing, a transformer blowing, that kind of stuff. That's going to be the main concern there. So I'm just checking the chat here because the original chat box is not working. So I have to look over here. I'm having to kind of wing it. It's just not wanting to roll with me normally. And that was part of the delay on fixing the audio too, is that the chat wasn't working, so it wasn't working, so I wasn't aware it was going on. So what a mess. Oh, Lordy. I think we're good now though, right? Sounds good? Okay, yeah, looks like we're all good. So appreciate the patience there. So we have more moisture coming in overnight. We have very cold temperatures to go. The good news is we'll get the moisture out, looks like, by tomorrow morning. If you follow me at all, you know that I usually tell you it may not necessarily end as quickly as the models are telling you. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the moisture hangs around a little longer than the 7, 8 a.m. that the models are showing you here. So just keep that in mind. But it looks like by noon, certainly, we'll have the moisture out of here. And then we get into, all day tomorrow looks cloudy, looks cold. We're in the 20s all day. Won't really do much for the ice that is on the ground and the all of the accumulation we've had so far. When we get into Monday morning will be in the single digits, some below zero, extremely cold. That's going to be the coldest period. Monday should see more sun. So even though we may be right around freezing on Monday, it does look like if we get more sun, that should be able to warm surfaces enough, certainly warm some of the roads, to where we can start to thaw out and maybe clear some of this out, maybe evaporate some of it. I'm hoping there will be enough dry air at the surface to help evaporate and dry out some of these surfaces and roadways before we get into Monday night into Tuesday to make Tuesday morning a little easier. We're going to be in the 20s again. It's going to be very cold Monday night, Tuesday morning. We're pretty much going to stay cold here. And then next weekend, we are looking at a low chance. It doesn't look anything like this. It looks like it's still going to be cold, but it does look like we will be dealing with another possible round of maybe some sleet, freezing rain kind of thing next weekend, but not as widespread. So here's what we're looking at right now across the state. And the radar program's giving me issues too. So I think I'm just going to have to restart this computer here after this live stream. And hopefully that will kind of refresh everything. Hopefully that'll push through. Let's see if maybe we can do this. Okay, let's get back to the local area here. And so somebody was asking about the orange and the pink. What you're seeing here predominantly is sleet. I guess there could be some freezing rain in there, but really it looks to me like this is mostly a sleet event at this point. Overnight, more sleet comes through. And then I see the question asking about the possibility of some snow here. So I think the snow, what we're going to be looking at there, if we do get snow, it's going to be tomorrow morning as the backside of this system is coming through. That will be where, we can clear out the warm air aloft and maybe get some snow in here before the thing moves out. I'm not looking at any major snow accumulations or anything like that, but I do think that we should get at least a few flurries coming in on the backside of that system. So that's kind of where we stand. Not a whole lot new. Really, this thing is going mostly according to plan. I've had a couple of people trying to kind of bust my chops today and tell me that today was a bust and it wasn't near as dramatic as we thought. You have to understand that makes about as much sense as all the people that said winter was over because Christmas was warm. We've just gotten started. Most of that, the greater, more widespread precipitation moves in tonight. I'm happy that we haven't had as much ice accumulation today as we otherwise could have. But I mean, you get out there now on the roads, and I think tonight we're going to find out just how much ice we can pack together because we've had the sleet fall. We've had all that rainfall that hadn't really gone anywhere. All of that has frozen now. So we are going to have some issues. Overnight, more sleet, maybe some more freezing rain, more accumulation. And I think that tomorrow morning, I think some of those folks that don't think that think this is a big nothing burger, to use a word I commonly say, will probably be problematic. Grant Musgrove, you're asking, do you think we will get an inch of snow and sleet tonight? I'm not sure. I don't know that it'll be quite that much. Not expecting snow tonight, but sleet, not expecting quite an inch. It'll be tough to say. We'll definitely get quite a bit, but I don't know that it's going to be a full inch. So it's going to be So Brady Sapp, roads are pretty slick. 287 in front of the Expo is slick. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Assume the roads are treacherous, especially as we get into tonight and temperatures just keep dropping. I've got 23 degrees right now here at the studio. That's going to keep dropping. We'll be in the teens. The precipitation ends tomorrow, but I don't see what has already fallen and what's frozen really going anywhere. So that's where we stand on things. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up so that I can give this computer a break, get things restarted, and because I want to have a working computer for when we start to get all of this widespread precipitation. Dinner is ready as well. So, Becca, would you recommend not going to work Monday based on what we know? I mean, I can't tell you or your boss how to run your business, but I'll tell you, if you look at the closures that we have on our website, it's pretty widespread. Schools are closed on Monday. They've pretty much made that decision, and I don't see roads improving before Monday morning. If they do improve, it's going to be Monday afternoon. And then even then, it's questionable of how much improvement we're actually going to see. So Monday looks pretty treacherous to me, but again, that's not up to me. But thank you for tuning in. I apologize for the different technical issues. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream now. Since there's not a whole lot new to report, things are pretty much on track. I'll continue the updates on the page, so of course follow that. But I'm going to restart this computer, kind of give it a chance to kind of reboot, reset, I'm going to give myself a chance to eat some dinner, hydrate a little bit, and we're going to continue to monitor this winter storm as widespread sleet is expected overnight.